Breaking now, multiple acres of woods burning right now. We'll show you a video from Sky 5.
The public health emergency caused by COVID-19 is officially over. New at 7, we go in depth on what this means moving forward, what's changing, and what needs to change. Fort Bragg soldiers living in barracks filled with mold.
It literally, you felt like you were walking on a waterbed.
Our one-on-one with Senator Tom Tillis about how bad he says conditions are and efforts to create safer homes for our military.
Who could see rain and a stray storm? Make your plans after you see our Mother's Day forecast.
And right now at 7, we're following breaking news as police investigate a wild Walmart robbery this evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Deborah Morgan.
And I'm Dan Haggerty. Yeah, quite a story. Officers say this man stole all of the iPhones in the display case from the Garner store, threatened a worker with a knife, and then took off. Eric Miller is live for us on Fayetteville Road, asking police for the information, how this all went down. Eric.
Yeah, Dan, we're continuing to press both Garner and Raleigh police for more information about how this robbery might be tied to a pair of car thefts that happened about the same time in the city of Raleigh. Still, though, that's all very preliminary, and we're told it might come down to what witnesses saw inside this Walmart. Now, you take a look at some brand new video from the scene. Garner police tell us this all started right around 2 o'clock. That's when a man rode a bike into the Walmart, rode through the store up to the case that the iPhones were in, smashed that case, took all the phones, threatened an employee with a knife, and then rode away. Amazingly, nobody was hurt here. Now, the first vehicle theft, that happened about 10 minutes away from where I'm standing, right about the same time, over on Lineberry Drive. A City of Raleigh car was stolen. The thief drove it over to Crabtree Valley Mall, crashed it there, stole another car before finally being taken into custody. Now, again, investigators this evening, they are looking at all of these crimes, trying to find how these pieces fit together. We will be following along with this case very closely. There's obviously a lot of chaos here, a lot of chaos up in Raleigh, and be looking to see how they can resolve this situation. Dan?
What a strange chain of events. Eric Miller, live for us in Garner. Thanks, Eric.
I'm Mark Boyle in the WRAL Live Center right now, getting some new information. About 15 acres of a woods fire continues to burn, only 75% contained. Sky 5 live over the scene earlier this evening. This is some video in here. Large plumes of smoke could be seen for miles, and crews are trying to figure out exactly what sparked this fire in the first place. You can see how it has charred quite a large swath of land right there. No evacuations triggered by this. Not a lot of homes in that area, but certainly something fire crews will be monitoring and watching closely there this evening. We'll keep a close eye on that as well. Back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. Title 42 expires tonight. It's a health policy put into place during the COVID pandemic to turn away migrants at the border who want to seek asylum. It expires at 11:59 p.m. And this is a live look at El Paso, Texas right now. Homeland Security officials predict 10,000 migrants per day will try to cross into the U.S. after Title 42 ends, and border towns are preparing. WRAL's Shelley Jackson explains what this can mean for North Carolina and the Triangle.
At this time, it doesn't look like North Carolina will receive a large influx of migrants. Analysts say a large number of migrants at the southern border are Venezuelans. And according to the USCRI, North Carolina doesn't have a large Venezuelan immigrant population.
So I don't anticipate any increases or large increases in immigrants or asylum seekers going to North Carolina.
Thousands of immigrants are gathering at the southern border, waiting for midnight and the chance to finally claim asylum in the United States after more than 3 years.
The law before Title 42 was Title 8, which said that asylum seekers could come to the country and they could be processed under our asylum rules.
Ashley Glemenchinsky works with refugees at Welcome House Raleigh.
Our laws require that to apply for asylum, you must be present in the United States.
But the end of Title 42 also means a new rule from the Biden administration that could disqualify some from claiming asylum in the United States. Aaron Ajomian Escajeda is a policy analyst with the U.S. Committee on Refugees and Immigrants. He says asylum seekers will have to meet new criteria to be eligible to claim asylum.
If they were allowed in through a DHS approved process, if they met scheduled an appointment through CBP One app, and if they applied for asylum and were denied.
And while North Carolina is not expected to see an influx of immigrants or asylum seekers, the state did take in a good number of Afghan refugees.
There might be just a delay in processing either asylum claims for Afghans or other populations for the immediate 1 to 2 weeks, just until people are more familiar with what's going to happen post Title 42.
So there are some exceptions to those rules depending on circumstances or nationalities. And again, Title 42 lifting tonight at 11:59 Eastern Time. Shelley Jackson, WRAL News, Raleigh.
Hey, let's take a look at the radar right now. I'm no meteorologist, but it's looking pretty busy right around there, don't you think? This is a system in the Midwest bringing storm chances and rain chances to our area just in time for Mother's Day weekend. Meteorologist Kat Campbell in the WRAL Severe Weather Center timing all these out. How is it going to fare for the moms this weekend?
Well, it's not going to be all that bad. That's the good news. It's not a washout weekend by any means. There's going to be more dry hours than wet hours. But we do have high-resolution model data in for Saturday now, and it's showing the best chance for rain Saturday evening and Saturday night. Can't rule out a spotty shower or thunderstorm lunchtime into the early afternoon, but we could potentially see a more organized complex of some thunderstorms dropping in from the north around sunset Saturday evening, likely after dinner time into Saturday night. And we'll have to watch and see if these storms become severe. Check in for an update tomorrow morning. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will let you know if we're placed under a severe weather threat for Saturday. Mother's Day on Sunday features about a 30% chance for rain. I'll show you what to expect Sunday on Futurecast coming up in just a few minutes.
We'll check back. Thanks, Kat.
Police have identified 2 men accused of opening fire during a shootout in a Lumberton neighborhood with children nearby. 21-year-old Seven Pitchford and 20-year-old Jermaine Spivey Jr. face a list of charges, including going armed to the terror of the people. The shooting happened in the Tanglewood neighborhood Monday afternoon. Officers found 2 abandoned vehicles riddled with bullets at the scene. No one was hurt, but children were playing baseball less than a block away. If you know where these 2 men are, you're asked to call 911. Senator Tom Tillis told WRAL Fort Bragg needs hundreds of millions of dollars for infrastructure needs. The senior senator from North Carolina sat down with WRAL's Travis Fain this week for a wide-ranging discussion, including needed projects at Bragg.
Senator Tom Tillis toured new barracks construction at Fort Bragg this week. Mold and other problems have plagued base housing for years, and Tillis says the military is woefully behind on needed improvements, which makes it harder to recruit soldiers.
We're trying to put lipstick on a pig. I mean, there are some buildings down there that need to be torn down. We're at risk, again, of not hitting our in-strength goals for recruiting. And a part of recruiting are the living conditions that these young recruits are going to live in.
A Bragg spokesperson said 12 of the base's oldest barracks are slated for demolition this year. Replacements would be built over the next several years. Tillis said he visited one home this week that reminded him of a swaying ship.
It literally, you felt like you were walking on a waterbed. That's all moisture and damage that's occurred over time. And some of these houses are 60, 70, 80 years old.
In a 2019 military survey of Army housing satisfaction, Fort Bragg ranked the lowest of the 43 installations surveyed. For WRAL News, I'm Travis Fain.
The COVID public emergency is officially over as of today, and a lot has changed over the last 3 years. Coming up, we're going to take a closer look at the changes we'll see and what we want to see. We're going to go in depth. Plus, a breakthrough for loved ones with tremors, usually associated with Parkinson's disease or epilepsy. Only on WRAL, how the procedure is already helping people here in the Triangle area. Welcome back to WRAL News at 7 o'clock. This is In Depth. This is where we go a little bit deeper into certain topics and then discuss them. You write in, I answer some of your questions, or if I don't have the answers, I'll send them to experts. We'll get you to the people who know what they're talking about. So email me at dan@WRAL.com. Tell me what is on your mind. You know, all the stuff that you yell at the TV during the news, vent to me. Trust me, you'll feel better. Tonight, we're discussing the end of America's COVID emergency declaration. Here's what that means, and I'll keep this brief because I know it's been repeated about 10,000 times or so on the news today. Moving forward, you'll have to buy COVID tests now, out of pocket. You'll be charged for treatments, things like Paxlovid. And the CDC won't be able to force labs to report COVID results, so tracking spikes will become pretty unreliable. The one thing that won't change, vaccines will still be free. It's right on the CDC website. Access to COVID-19 vaccines will generally not be affected for now. The U.S. government is currently distributing free COVID-19 vaccines for all adults and children. Free. It's free. A free COVID vaccine. Your first shot, free. Boosted, free. Double boosted, free. You want 3? Guess what? It's free. I looked up some of the numbers, updated today, and we have now administered more than 676 million COVID vaccines right here in this country. Now, if you'll open up the calculator app on your phone and just do the math with me real quick. What is 676 million multiplied by free? Now, I keep getting 0. Which is confusing when you read headlines like this. Pfizer accused of obscene COVID profits after posting record revenues, bringing in more than $100 billion in 2022, with more than half of it coming from vaccines and Paxlovid. You see, the vaccine is free the same way those samples at Costco are free, like the free meals that you get at the all-inclusive resort. You pay up front. They charged you already. American taxpayers have spent billions of dollars, first to research and develop the vaccines, then billions more for Operation Warp Speed, remember that? Then billions more to buy the actual doses for people, then billions more to administer them, and billions more just last month when the president committed another $5 billion to develop new vaccines. Does that sound free to you? Over the past couple of days, the team that I work with here at WRAL to make these segments, we've been talking about how to discuss this topic, the end of the emergency declaration. And we decided it would be best to focus on the parts of the pandemic that we can't end, that we can't just say, this is over now, like the damage it did to young people and schools, the businesses that never recovered from the lockdowns, things like that. I'm curious what you think. Please reach out. Let me know. For me, it's doubt. The doubt we all feel now, our inability to trust, the carelessness that important people use when it comes to words and communication, which is why I'm so bent out of shape over the CDC telling people who have spent billions of dollars on a vaccine that, hey, it's free. We've lost the ability, in my opinion, to share these common truths, which some would argue is kind of the backbone of civilization, isn't it? We need to have unspoken agreements, and COVID just disrupted that. We can't seem to figure out how to get it back. Let me know your thoughts on this. Tell me what you're thinking. Send me an email. What would you like to see us cover? The things the news is not talking about that you wish we did. I got a few great topics from people. I'm working on those now, and stay tuned. In the meantime, Dan at WRAL.com. Tell me what's on your mind, and we'll go in depth.
A breakthrough treatment is helping people with tremors right here in the Triangle. High-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU, is now used at Duke Health to help control patients' hand tremors. 72-year-old David Phillips of Fayetteville lived with constant shaking in his hands for close to 10 years. He did not want to have an invasive procedure. Now, HIFU, paired with MRI imaging, has been refined and offers relief for patients like Phillips. A team of specialists closely monitor the patient as they deliver strong doses of energy. His drawings displayed his improvement.
We were able to see the tremor circuitry now in the brain and really build a personalized plan based on the patient's anatomy and their goals, which are often tremor control, to improve their quality of life.
Boy, it's fascinating. Phillips left the treatment with a thumbs up you saw there. It was emotional for him and his family. The big moment was when he showed that he could cut a slice of cake for everyone. No shaking. Well, a new tool is hoping to cut back on long lines like this. It's going to tell you how long you're going to have to wait at the DMV before you go. You can utilize this technology after noon each day. That's when people can walk in. Here's how it works. Go to ncdot.gov/DMV and hover over the location you plan to visit. The wait time tool measures how long it takes from checking in to being helped. Today, WRAL spoke with the state DMV commissioner about what helped inspire this technology.
So let's try to adopt some practices that other businesses are using. Restaurants and ER rooms and other places regularly have some sort of online tool to tell you how long your wait might be to get a table at a restaurant and the like.
And Goodwin says so far things are going pretty smoothly. He says the state is addressing staffing issues. In a little more than a year, the department has hired 185 people, which will also help cut back on long lines. Well, now you're looking live at RDU, and this weekend is expected to be one of the busiest at the airport. Mother's Day and graduation weekend are contributing to an increase in travel. RDU expects more than 177,000 passengers to fly through the airport from Monday through Friday. Passenger traffic is expected to be heaviest tomorrow, followed by Sunday.
For all the moms staying in town this weekend, how about this look, Beaufort? It'd be nice to spend Mother's Day out there on the water, wouldn't it? We do have some rain moving into the area, though. Meteorologist Kat Campbell joining us now to help time out the plans for us, Kat.
I think you'll be able to get in some outdoor time, even if you're headed to the coast there in Beaufort this weekend. I saw some boats going by. Boy, is it beautiful outside for now. 80 in Durham, 80 at the WRAL Gardens here in Raleigh. And I have seen a lot of folks out there taking graduation pictures this afternoon. A really nice day for it. And at the WRAL Fayetteville newsroom, we're still sitting at 81 degrees. Overall, it's a nice day today, and we'll see a repeat of this tomorrow. It's just going to be a little hotter tomorrow. 63 at 8 a.m. By noon, 80 degrees, partly cloudy skies, and by 4 o'clock, temperatures should top out right around the mid-80s. Dry weather tomorrow if you want to head out to the playground there, but Mother's Day weekend does feature a chance for rain and storms. This is not a washout weekend. 86 the high on Saturday, warm and muggier. Sunday, it's only a 30% chance for rain for Mother's Day. I think our best chance of rain this weekend and best chance of storms this weekend will come Saturday evening. That is when rain chances climb up to about 40%, but this is not a 100% chance for rain. This is not a round of widespread soaking rain that everyone will see or that will last all day. So I really want to stress that. We are watching this complex to our west, and we're going to see that move in, and eventually a front may drop in from the north, and that will bring the best chance for storms Saturday evening. Tomorrow, no issues here. We could see a few spotty showers and storms in the mountains, but here's the front to watch. Still well to our north tomorrow at noon, though we could see a few spotty showers and storms ahead of it. The best chance for storms as it moves in Saturday evening and Saturday night. This would be probably around after dinner time in our northern counties, and then we could see these storms continue to drop through the area. We'll watch that potential. One thing to note, though, new model data today showing this cold front actually passing through the area instead of getting stuck. So Sunday does have the potential to be drier. We're still mostly cloudy behind this front, but check in for an update tomorrow. That is when we'll get in high resolution model data for Sunday, and we'll let you know whether or not we're able to lower rain chances. They're still pretty low, though. It's a 30% chance, mainly in our southern counties. The way it looks now, 82 degrees the high on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Some good news for you on this Thursday evening. The drought monitor completely clear everywhere in North Carolina. This is great news, especially for the farmers out there as we head into the summer months, and sometimes those areas of rain can become more spotty. It's the first time we've seen it like that in a while, too. Looking ahead, once we get past Mother's Day weekend, we do have the warm weather lasting into next week. We'll have the potential for some showers and storms Monday and Wednesday. Look like our best bet the way it looks right now. Mostly 80s on our 7-day forecast. Normal high this time of year, 79 degrees. So the normal high is almost in the 80s now.
It's about that time, isn't it? Thanks, Kat.
Well, still ahead, a big name is heading to PNC Arena tomorrow. Now there you go again. I just love her. That's just one of the exciting events in the Triangle this weekend. We're going to have highlights in your Out and About segment coming up. This is a live look right now at the WRAL Azalea Garden. You see a couple of visitors out there. This is the century plant, and it's in the midst of blooming.
It's a strange plant. If you come down and check it out, it's kind of worth the trip. And according to legend, you hear the name century plant, it blooms every 100 years. However, in reality, its lifespan is only 10 to 30 years. Maybe the decades plant didn't sound as
No, it doesn't sound as good. Yeah.
But it blooms one time and that's it. Then it dies. We spoke to the botanist who sold WRAL the plant, Tony Avent of Plant Delights Nursery, and he says that the species is a relatively new discovery.
He found it and then came back, did studies on it, and realized it was a brand new species that had never been named by humans. And he gave it the name Agave ovatifolia, which means ovate-leafed agave. And a new species was born. So that's really a fairly recent human discovery, which is pretty amazing.
Tony Avent knows his stuff, doesn't he? Plant Delights Nursery was one of the first nurseries ever to get this species. And if you want some more information on this unique plant and its journey to the WRAL Azalea Gardens, visit WRAL.com or just come on down and check it out. A lot of people have.
I've been walking by that for years. It's amazing to see it blooming now.
2 big concerts happening in the Triangle area this weekend, and your family can check out an outdoor movie.
WRAL lifestyle editor Kathy Hanrahan is helping you plan your weekend with this week's edition of Out and About.
Now there you go again, you say. Legendary rock and roll Hall of Famer Stevie Nicks will be performing at PNC Arena on Friday night. The Fleetwood Mac singer has been on tour with Billy Joel. This is one of her solo shows. Some tickets are still available. In Cary, rapper Pitbull will play 2 shows at Booth Amphitheater this weekend. The shows are Friday and Saturday nights. Tickets are still available. And in downtown Raleigh, enjoy a free screening of the Lego Movie on Friday night in Moore Square. The movie is part of the city's first Friday celebration. It was supposed to happen last month, but was postponed due to weather. The screening will start at dusk. These are just a few ways to get out and about this weekend. Kathy Hanrahan, WRAL.
Watching WRAL News over the air channel 34 and Spectrum channel 1257.